Today I'm going to show you how I captured a Starlapse with just a few touches using the auto settings on the Go 3 and the Action Pod. So let's start here. It's winter here and the sun is going down. It's pretty early sunset here in Wellington, New Zealand at 5 PM at the moment. I've set the Action Pod and the Go 3 nestled inside on top of this tripod looking out over the sea from our deck here. You can also see that I've weighted down the tripod with an iron weight just to make it more stable and less likely to wobble or blow over should the wind pick up during the night. But if the conditions are still, you might be able to use a different setup. I've already checked the weather forecast and it's looking clear and dry tonight, but there may be a little dew later on. However, since the Go Through is waterproof to 5 meters and the Action Pod is splash proof, I'm pretty confident everything will be fine. So I've used an app called Photo Pills and an augmented reality feature here so I can see just where the Milky Way will be in the direction I'm pointing the camera to give myself the best chance of getting a good and interesting Starlapse. Now with a f2.2 aperture lens and a small sensor, you're going to need to give yourself the best chance of being able to capture with as little light pollution as possible. Now I can't avoid the backlighting of a street light across the road to the back of the camera, but I can turn off the indicator light for the camera, which may ruin the shot. You can do this on the Action Pod like this. But this is an urban environment and lights will be going on and off in our house and for our neighbours too, as well as ships, boats and planes you'll see around as well. Now even though the Action Pod plus Go 3 combination is good for 170 minutes of 1080p video in terms of battery life, I really want to push the limits to see what might be possible. So I'm attaching the Action Pod to this 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack and leaving it supported in the bag. And then I wait till dusk and trigger the Starlapse by just selecting the option on the camera. I've also made sure I've selected the auto setting. You might prefer to experiment with manual settings, but I just wanted to keep it simple for now and show you the bare minimum you're going to be able to achieve. I've also selected just capturing the Insta format photos rather than RAW files. You can collect those RAW files if you want to and make a higher quality Starlapse using a third-party app if you want. I've also shot this in landscape, but you can shoot in portrait for social media stories too. You've just got to choose before you start shooting. No reframing in this option. I've also selected the ultra wide field of view. Simple, so let's start recording. And remember, with that Starlapse, you can export it with star trails and without too. Take a quick look at what the Go 3 and the Action Pod with the backup of the external battery achieved with this one-touch Starlapse recording setup. I processed this through the app on my phone, and because there are so many images captured, each process for both Star Trails and without Star Trails version you'll see here took over half an hour each on my iPhone 13 mini. Still, let's see what it looks like. Simple, one touch, awesome Starlapse with the Insta360 Go 3. If you were going to do this for a shorter period of time, you might want to go with some manual settings instead, but I've just shown you the simplest way to do it and get some excellent and very shareable results. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really think you'd enjoy this video next, and YouTube tells me you might like this one too. I'm Saab Johal. Remember to subscribe for more from me later on.